Hey, good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you're at. You know what? I was reading this morning, and in the book of Isaiah. I love the book of Isaiah. It's there's so much richness to it. It's so full of God's love and who God is, and so many promises about Jesus, and actually the promises about Jesus that we could take with us, and it helps explain his purpose and helps explain the job that he was given to do. So this is one of them. This is Isaiah 9, chapter 9, verses 2 through 4. And it goes like this. He said, "The people who walked in darkness, those who dwelt in the land of deep darkness, on them a light has shone. You have multiplied the nation. You have increased its joy, as with the joy at the harvest, as they are glad when they divide the spoil. For the yoke of his burden and the staff of his shoulder, the rod of his oppressor, you have broken as on the day of Midian." What does all that mean? That means Jesus, who came into a land of deep darkness, and the light shone, his light shone, and the joy of the people that are around him got to see that light and revel in it. And what was that joy? Can you imagine? The it's hard in this day and age to imagine what it's like to divide spoil. What does that mean? Well, basically, in the old days, at a battle, the people who lost, basically all the stuff that they had, the gold, the silver, the weapons, the clothes, all that was put into a pile and divided. So basically, they got a bunch of free stuff. And it was not only free stuff, but it was stuff they could live with, stuff they can live on and use. And it also says to me in this verse that he breaks the staff of the oppressor and the burden that's on our shoulders. And they're broken as in the day of Midian. Now, I don't know if you realize what that is, but the day of Midian was the story of Gideon in Judges chapter 6 and 7, where he breaks through in Midian, and they're crushed, never to rise again. Isn't that the cool story? And isn't that who Jesus is? He walks into our darkness, and he takes our burdens, and he takes what makes us captive, and he gives us joy and free stuff. The free stuff is the Holy Spirit and working with him. It's so good. And there's actually and more. It's a joy that knows no bounds. It's a joy that spills over to others. It's a joy that's attractive. It's a joy that's people envy and want some. And it's a joy, even more joy when you get to share it. So it's compounding joy. How cool is that? It just gets better. And those oppressors, those burdens, never to rise again. So if you've got something, talk to Jesus about it. Let him come into your life. Let him bring that joy. Just like his word says. You know what? God's good on his word. Hold him to it. Tell him you've read his word, and this is what he does. And give over to him those burdens. Give over to him what's keeping captive. It could be just as easy as something like cigarettes, or something even worse. Meth or whatever relationship's keeping you captive, whatever is keeping you down, you can give it to God, and you can talk to him about it, because that's what relationship is. It's talking with him about it. I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about relationship. Let's talk to Jesus. He's so good, he's so faithful. Your joy will know no bounds. God bless you. Have a great day.